Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an initial reaction video after the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Buffalo Bills 31-10 in what was considered an just overall dismantling of the Cowboys. Dominated from start to finish on offense, defense. The Cowboys did not show up at all this week.
At all.
And we'll get right into it, guys. There's a lot to go around, a lot of blame. So we'll start with you, Julio. I know you were a little fired up, so I want to get your initial reaction first. Tell us what happened, man. What went wrong?
What didn't go wrong? This is probably the better question. Defense didn't show up. The offense couldn't make anything fucking happen at all this week for some weird reason. No wide receivers could get open. Dak was running for his life constantly. Let's see, Tony and company were trying to run the ball, but we weren't making any headway there. And when we were, all of a sudden we would get stopped. I mean, to me, it just seemed like all the way around, we didn't show up. I think this was something that we had talked about before in a previous podcast. Something similar to the 49ers where they go out and beat one team and then the next week they shit the bed. And that's what it felt like. It literally felt like that. It was super fucking frustrating, especially with the win last week, 33-13 against Philly, and then to show up in Buffalo and just kind of, I mean, I expected the game to at least be close. I expected the score to be flipped the other way around. I called it 30 something to the Cowboys to like 10 something for Buffalo. So, I mean, it was just frustrating as hell to watch. Frustrating as hell to watch. So, all I can say is congratulations to the Bills. It looked like they had their game plan together, that they had studied enough film to be able to be prepared for. They look more prepared for the game than we were. That's all I got to say about that.
Nice. Appreciate
We
you,
ain't
T.
smoking on the Bills pack today.
T,
Bro.
fill me in, brother. Give me your initial emotions, man. What did you take away from this game? What stood out to you? Give me some knowledge, man.
3 and out, punt, 3 and out, penalty punt, 3 and out, punt, 3 and out, touchdown. Next drive, punt. Bro, I'm just like, I don't know what this team is or was today. Like, we see a dismantling of the Philadelphia Eagles, and then we go lay an egg in Buffalo. Albeit, I mean, you can't really give them any excuses. Like, you cannot give them any excuses. The receivers weren't open. The offensive line wasn't blocking. Dak wasn't pinpoint accurate. The defense, they didn't show up to play at all. It looked like we just dressed pass rushers and said, go rush the passer, left every open rush lane that you could possibly leave. Like, uh, man, this was really discouraging at the end of the season, heading into the playoffs. And it really looked like they found out we clinched the playoff berth before the game and said, let's try to leave here and not be injured. Like, the game plan offensively was shitty at best. The game plan defensively was shitty at best. Special teams, I mean, bro, I can get on the penalties. We talking about 3 personal foul penalties in the first
I think he
Uh-oh.
meant to say in the first quarter.
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
I think we may have.
the
But
tone
where
of the
he was
game
going with
right
that
there.
was
There he is.
He's coming back.
We had some satellite issues.
We had some
So,
technical difficulties with your T.
Look, man, I'm over it. So, hopefully we don't get completely obliterated by Miami next week.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, man. Jay, what about you?
I mean, what What's going on?
We'll find out, I guess.
We
I
will
mean,
find
we'll
out.
see. What you got for me, Jay? Give me your perspective.
Hate to say I told you so. I told y'all. It all depended on who was going to show up. And we didn't show up. We weren't the same team we were that showed up last week. And it sucks to say that. I hate saying that, but it's the history of our team. We'll do great. Beat a team that everybody says that we can't beat, and we beat them. And then the next following week, we fall off and lose. And this was a game that we needed to win. Be honest, we need to win the rest of them anyway, period. But like I said, we need to have this one in the bag to have that momentum to keep going so we can have a great playoff run. Now, I don't know where or how we lose momentum in 7 days. Like Joe, like you said, I think it or not Joe, or did you say that? It looked like we were just trying to protect ourselves and not get injured. Did you
That was
say that?
T. That was T.
He said that. So T was right. It did feel that way. It looked that way, at least. Very disappointing. I love our team. I know sometimes for me to be a little bit too real, it feels like I'm going against our team. I'm not. I'm really not. I love our team, but when you're inconsistent like this, and it's our history, it sucks. It sucks to watch a game like this. Um, I knew we were in trouble when Cook and that line moved our defensive line 7 yards with ease. And when you play bully ball against the Cowboys, we don't know how to react. We go into that panic mode that I talked about last week. We don't know how to react. And it's a crappy way to watch football if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Definitely.
What about you, Joe? What'd you see?
I saw a lot of things, man, that just really stood out to me that I was like, wow. And I think winning is a good deodorant when you have problems that you don't want to address or you don't want to identify. But when you lose, everything's kind of put under a microscope and you start to really take a second look like, okay, maybe we do need to address that. For me, you give up 179 rushing, 221 yards total to James Cook. Josh Allen throws under 100 yards and has 24 on the ground. And you get the brakes beat off of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're out physical. The thing that kind of reared its ugly head is we're undersized defensively. We're undersized where it matters. I know the thing is you want shifty linebackers that can go sideline to sideline. You need linebackers that can take on a block and shed it, not guys that are going to try to go underneath or try to go around to make a play. You need somebody that can go through somebody.
Run through the ball or
Yeah,
run through the player.
These guys, once you got a big man on them, it's over. Now they're getting moved. They're physically just, I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna move you where I want you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You continue to see Micah's body language when he's ineffective. He kind of checks out and it rears his ugly head again. He's got his little drooped shoulder. His shoulders are drooped. His head's down. He's looking unmotivated, and I'm sure it's frustration of having these delusions of grandeur and these thoughts in your head of we're gonna be able to pin our ears back and take advantage of this quarterback that gives the ball away. And the bottom line is they out physicaled you, and they took that game plan and said that's not working today.
Yep.
We'll not even give you the opportunity to implement that game plan. How do you not, if you're Dallas, how do you not go into this game with the mindset of they're gonna run the ball on us? The
I mean, you knew
weather's
that was going to happen.
the weather's gonna be a factor that contributes to, hey, we need to run the ball a little bit more. And then when you see the success early and often, why go away from it? Let's reduce the risk of turnovers.
Yep.
And let's bully ball these guys. And there wasn't anything these Cowboys could do against that defensively.
Bro,
Off,
No.
you know, and I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, but
no, you're
the
good.
Bills game plan was very reminiscent of Bill Belichick's game plan when they played the Bills a few years ago. And the stat line that James Cook had, I can't remember the running back for. You remember the playoff game we played up in LA when Jared Goff was with the Rams? CJ Anderson, I think that's his name. Man, we let that dude get paid. They ran wild on us that day. Same thing happened today.
Same thing. And it's Rams did it to us, the 49ers did it to us, the Bills did it to us. If you can out physical this team,
You're going to win.
you're gonna win, because this team will not grow a set of nuts and say we're not gonna let that happen. What did Tank say last week? What's the game
Punch
plan?
a
We're gonna hit him in
motherfucker
the
in the
mouth.
mouth.
Hit him in the mouth over and over and over. And what happened today? You got hit in the mouth.
We got hit in the
over
mouth.
and over
and
and
over
over
and over and over.
And what did
again.
you do about it? Not a
Nothing.
damn thing.
Absolutely
You sat there
nothing.
And you took it.
Yep.
This offense shot themselves in the foot. I mean, we were running the ball pretty effectively. I'm not going to say it was just, Buffalo successful, but TP started out really well. Dak was off with the receivers. The receivers looked like maybe they just couldn't get open. I don't know what that was about.
Man,
I heard it.
they
I
still
heard
had
it
the
from the
stomach bug.
broadcasting. Yeah, I heard it from the broadcasting team. They announced it several times during the game. Right, the wide receivers and the quarterback are not on the same page. They're not getting open whatsoever. And I'm like, bro, how many more times are you going to say that during the broadcast?
As many times as they show it, and they showed it repeatedly.
It kept showing it. It kept happening. Yep.
You get a little success going, a little momentum, you shoot yourself in the foot with a penalty.
Yep.
You'll never win like that. That's dumb. That's stupid football. Situational football.
Yep.
There's no way this team came prepared.
No.
And T, you and I brought that up in the preview of San Francisco shot their wad against Dallas and then lost 3 straight. And what did we say? We don't need that. We don't need to shoot our wad against Philly and then go and start on the decline. And what happened? Strike 1 right off the bat. The games don't get easier from here. To me, this is probably the second easiest team. It was going to be Miami's their toughest, Buffalo second, and the Lions are third. Now you're looking at, it's not going to get easier.
No,
that Commanders.
I mean that's why I said that we needed the rest of these games for the rest of the season. You have to play. You can't stop. You can't take your foot off the gas just because you clinch the playoffs or you look like you're going to clinch the playoffs. You can't do that shit. And that's exactly. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened today. I know we lost. We got our ass whooped. I know that.
Hopefully we didn't peak too early, bro, because we played great football November, early going into December and then the later stages of December until today. So hopefully we didn't peak too early and we can pick the momentum back up next week. But as for today, man, look, y'all
Hey,
need to
this is a
y'all gonna have to soak in this one.
this
Y'all
is a
this
24 hours. Watch the
yeah.
film, burn the tape.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
now
exactly what it is.
this is also gonna have the talking heads and every cowboy hater say,
Oh,
I
that
told
that's
y'all,
a that's a given.
they
So,
can't play against a winning team. I
And you
told
know what?
y'all.
Until the Cowboys change that narrative, they deserve to be talked about like that.
Yep.
That's there's no excuses here.
Yeah.
Zero excuses. People that are gonna bitch and moan about the refs, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. People that are gonna bitch and complain about other factors and no, put the blame where it belongs. It belongs on the 22 players to play offense and defense
We didn't show up.
And
and
the coaching staff.
the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gonna go as far as to say, oh, Mike McCarthy and these other coaches, they need to be on the hot seat. That's an
Oh no,
overreaction to me.
no,
Way
they
overreaction.
don't deserve to be on the hot seat. But you definitely, I do feel that you have to understand when things ain't going your way, especially when the game was 14-0. Okay, we still have a chance to run the ball. We don't need to run out there and throw the ball on 3 fucking downs. Like, establish the run. We should have really played the short to intermediate passing game in this game. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, man, like you said, the receivers and Dak, they were not on the same page. Tony Pollard started the game off good running the ball, but obviously when you get it down by 3 scores and we're in the middle of the third quarter, we ain't running the ball like that anymore.
You
But
can't.
yeah.
we should have used him to open up the passing game a little bit. But all right, man, look, I don't think anybody deserves to be on the hot seat. I think that right now they got to soak in this loss, saddle up, tighten up your britches and go out to Miami. Or we play Miami home, don't we? Or is it in Hard Rock?
No, it's in
No, it's
Miami.
in
It's in
it's in
Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
Go down to Miami and try to take care of business, man, because
That weather
Miami
won't
ain't.
be conducive to running the football,
Yeah, man.
but Miami can run the ball
They can
Exactly.
run the ball, they can
So
pass the ball.
you know
So
what? Dallas, the phrase they need to have next week. We standing on business.
on all the business.
now
Mhm.
here's another thing though. Also, it's never mind. I lost my thought. Go ahead, Joe.
And
Never
that's
mind.
the thing.
It's
Right
gone.
there.
It's gone.
He gone.
Here you go.
Sounds like the Cowboys tonight. They were gone.
Yeah.
They gone.
So with that being said, guys, I think that again, there's not much constructive analysis you can get from this game. The bottom line is you got Bish slapped, and what are you gonna do? You got smacked around. Hey, it happens. That's just the reality of the NFL. Every
Mhm.
team's gonna get smacked around every now and then, but this definitely brings back the overall question of what is your real identity? Who is the real Cowboys? Will the real Dallas Cowboys please stand up? Because you got Jekyll and Hyde,
Show up.
and you're still doing this, trying to figure out who are we? You don't know, we don't know.
Truth.
So we'll find out next week again what this team's really made of. Are you going to hang your head and be like, well, we already made the playoffs? There's no urgency. You saw a Buffalo team tonight that played with a sense of urgency. You saw what team needed
Wanted
this
more.
win.
Wanted it
Oh,
more.
wanted it
No,
more.
didn't want
more.
it, needed it. Buffalo needed that win.
Well, yeah, they needed it, but
We
they also
wanted
wanted
that
it.
win, but we ain't really
We
need
didn't
that
need
win.
it.
We didn't
We
want that
wanted it,
shit.
but we didn't need it.
We
Right.
didn't want that shit.
And so what happens? Buffalo's like, we're clawing and scratching. We're going to give you everything we got because we're fighting for our lives here. And
Mhm.
Dallas wasn't hungry. They didn't have that hunger in this game.
But
It just is what it is.
hear me out because T asked me this question last podcast how I felt about the Cowboys in general, about if we were that team. And this
What questions
loss,
did you have?
this yeah, This loss just showed me right here that we ain't there yet. If we can't go on the road and win a game, an important one like this, we ain't that solid team that everybody thinks we are. We're not. We're just not. If you can go into a visiting stadium, shut all the bull crap out, and win decisively on the road, then I'll give you your flowers. Until then, I won't.
Yeah, man, this Dallas Cowboys team, they definitely do twinkle and shine. Now, are you diamonds or are you fugazis? That's the $1 million question. As the season progresses, we're going to continue to find out. Playoffs are in our future. We clinched today. So we'll definitely make the playoffs. But are you a diamond? Are you a fugazi? Let us know. Guys, if you stuck with us to the end of this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know, what is this Dallas Cowboys team? What are your thoughts on today's game? What are your thoughts on the overall season? And what are your thoughts going into the playoffs? We definitely need to touch on that, guys. What are your thoughts on the playoffs? So with that being said, we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Deuces.
Hey.